Hello, I have here the LEGO Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader set. I bought this for its retail price of $50 US and built the whole thing live over on my Twitch channel. The set is built with 408 pieces and it includes 4 minifigures as seen here. Let's take those minifigures out of the way just for the moment and focus on the main thing that you're paying for here, or the main mass that you're paying for here. I can definitely see a larger number of people than usual, a larger percentage of people than usual being interested in this set for the figures. But I always focus on the builds more because after all, this is LEGO and, you know, LEGO's all about the builds. Well, it's mostly about the builds. This doesn't have really a camera unfriendly angle, except from this side you do see that rubber band, which is definitely something you don't want to see, but it's not that bad. You can see that this is presentable from many angles as a terrain piece. I don't think any spoiler alerts are necessary at this point. I think anybody who wanted to see the Obi-Wan series on Disney Plus has already seen it. You know the scene, you know what this represents, you know what it looked like, you remember what it looked like. So there definitely is supposed to be a big, flat, open space. And there's supposed to be some crystals that are like orange and they can catch on fire and stuff. And there's a container over here, and that looks quite good to me. The top can be opened up, but yeah, it just provides, I guess, a little bit more brightness to the scene. You can turn these wheels, but they don't do anything. But that looks pretty right to me back there. You have a little bit of elevated terrain, and this is for a lookout. So the idea is that you would put a figure right there like that. Sure, yeah, it does the trick, I suppose. This looks great. This cart over here, look at this. That's a nice little build. It has 2 miniature carts inside of it. It's like a minecart carrier. And these are like some tiny, tiny Minecraft carts. That's a really good build for that, actually. But yeah, this is a nice little thing. It's intended to be operated by a human being, but it would be a repulsor lift small craft, and you can push that around or guide it around. But it's also integrated into a little action feature there, so you can knock this over. You've got the cheese slopes in there, and around the back, this unfinished area has just a little spot where you can operate a lever, you know, just kind of tip that over. So if I hit it just right, no, that wasn't just right. Hold on. There we go. Something like that. Okay. Didn't lose all of these. This is an issue. This does fall off, but don't worry about it. Didn't lose all of those. With a little bit of practice, with a fair amount of practice, I think you can get it to where most of these will fall on the platform, but it's not quite in the right spot for this scene. But I think the feature itself is fine. The other major feature in this set, though, is cooler, and it's the one that uses the rubber band back here for a little bit of trigger action. You just separate these sections, just pull them apart, and then that pops up. But then you have to push this back in. So it's a open and then close. So reset it, mousetrap, open, close. There you go. That's nice. Creates that line of the crystals down the middle. Ideally, you would like to see this being able to spill those crystals out in the middle, and then maybe you could kind of do it all together. So you do that and then do this. Doesn't quite work out that way, but this is nice. I like the transparent orange there. It's a little bit narrow in that spot. And then, well, other than that, that's pretty much all that you have here for terrain. So now let's use that terrain with the minifigs. You put the 2 of them down on the little turntables there, and then you can move the turntables back and forth. Unfortunately, these are not remotely controlled at all. There's no gearing system underneath. They didn't use those nice wide lobed gears to get you controls on the sides for kids to be able to play with these by just setting up the lightsabers at the right angles and then making them do things. So that's not fun. Wait. Try it. No. Hold up. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Whoa, wait. Try spinning. That's a good trick. There we go. Nope. All right. Let's get them a little bit closer to one another. This. Okay, there we go. Now we got, okay, there we go. Yep. Okay. You see, okay. Honestly, it's easier to control these and to actually fight with them if you just hold them by their heads and you just make them go back and forth like this. Because then you can also angle them up and down a little bit, you know, forward and back and stuff. You can make it a little bit more like an actual lightsaber battle is occurring. In which case, at that point, why don't you just do this? And you could, like, this is more fun, in my opinion. If it's not going to be remotely operated through little knobs, this is better, because then you can do all kinds of stuff. Oh no, he lost his head. I don't know, this feature just didn't work out. It just didn't land right. I desperately wanted it to have something below where I could just control it, and then it would look like magic because it would happen from a distance. But now you're trying to knock one down. But okay, there we go. You know, I don't know. It just nope. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, that works. And then they do include a pair of 1x1 clear cylinders there, which I think do this quite well, do this setup. So yeah, that is cool. And that captures this scene, I think, pretty effectively. Well implemented feature, not super well implemented feature. I like the printing on this version of Obi-Wan here on the left, from the torso down to the legs. Good graphic design there, I think. And the production isn't too bad. The skin tone actually up by the neck is pretty decent. The tan for the undershirt could have used another coat, you know, or fraction of a millimeter of ink or pigments added to it. The face, I think, is good. I'll show you the other face as well. The hair is different. It's interesting. I feel like it's going in the right direction. I don't know how it could have been made better, but maybe it's just the color that doesn't work for me. And I don't know if there's a better color that would have matched better. You know, they've stayed consistent with the full-on dark red for him, which I respect. It is caricatured, you know, and that's fine. It's cartoony. But I don't know, the shape of the hair just isn't quite right to me. Something about the hair isn't quite right to me. I like that the lightsaber blades are finally turning consistent in how they're produced. They're coming out all frosty now, at least for now. We'll see if that changes back, but consistently frosty with no bubbles inside. I just want consistency. I appreciate that. The Darth Vader has the crispy style of cape, which I feel, it feels like a regression to me. I prefer the softer kind, because this makes it so you can't move it out of the way easily. But he does have printing, good printing for the entire front of the figure. It does have print on the side of each arm, not on the legs, but of each arm. And underneath is a Hayden Christensen head, you know, Vader head. So that's good. Although black eyes, why not redden those down a little bit? Like maybe go for a dark red color. I think might have been a little bit better. Not going full bright red, but dark red. Got all the scarring around the back. Good prints on the back, and the alternate face for Obi-Wan is excellent. Here's Tayla. Wait, was it Tayla or Tala? Forgot how it was pronounced. I think it's Tayla in her Imperial officer. Not really a disguise, right? She's a legitimate Imperial officer, but that's a good torso right there. I like that a lot. I think that's right. But she really could have used double molded legs. Really could have used dual molded legs to get the strong black boot look, because she really was rocking that. It was really obvious for her. It's the relatively new skin tone for her, which I think is a good match. But on the right, Ned B is the star of this show, easily. Got that specialized one-off dual molded piece for all the body and the head. There's no articulation for the head. That's fine. It just looks great. Got that dark azure color for the left arm. The right arm is the matching school bus yellow, the Keat orange, the bright yellowish orange. Got a big old hammer there that you actually build up. That's nice. And the biggest surprise for me, positive surprise for me in this set, is that right there. His backpack piece is a print. I really, really, really appreciate that to a degree that's probably illogical. They easily could have done that as a sticker, and they didn't. And I just really appreciate that, because this is my own personal favorite thing. Yes, I am biased there, but this figure is my personal favorite thing in the set, and thus finding out that it's even better, cooler, nicer than I thought it was going to be is just a treat. Now, I will point out that you can see some of the black through the dual molded areas of the yellow. So that's not absolutely ideal, but it's still a good looking figure to me. And for the sake of clarity, it's just a plain black torso underneath. That brings me to the leftover pieces, and there's no sticker sheet to show for this one. Again, the price of this is $50 US. It's also 50 euros and 45 pounds UK. Varies around the world. You're not going to believe what I'm about to say. I think that price in 2022 is okay, is acceptable with conditions for this amount of stuff. Because when I compare this to one of my standards, my recent standards, you've heard me reference a number of times, for high-priced but still good, the Boba Fett Starship, formerly known as Slave One, but they call it Boba Fett Starship now. The little one, $50. I compare this to that. Well, this is actually similar amount of stuff, if not a little bit more, especially when considering the figures that are included. The problem with this, as it turns out, really isn't the price. The problem with this is the set itself. And I can't blame Lego 100% for that, because Lego wasn't able to see the entire Obi-Wan Kenobi series. They weren't able to pick from just anything. Development for this set had to begin a long time ago. And frankly, this is just not a good scene. And it's not a good thing to make a model of. Certainly not a $50 model of. This was built to the price, as almost all Lego sets are when they're designed. And it's just not interesting. I thought that the scene itself fell flat. I got really excited about it, and then it's just like, really? Okay. The setting is not that interesting, and I just can't blame the Lego designer for that. The only thing that I really dislike that the Lego designer did with this set here is to fail to integrate a mechanism to operate the minifigs on their little turntables from outside. Now, I understand that part of that is because of the need to do this, or the decision to do that made it a little bit more difficult to integrate that sort of thing. But I think that would have added quite a bit to this with the play value, which would have been appreciated by not only the kids that this is made for. It's an 8+ set. It's not an 18+ set, but also adults, because adults, part of the reason that many adult fans of Lego are adult fans of Lego is we like toys. Still, we like the joy of fun stuff. So a usable play feature is much more valuable to an adult than none. I actually like this quite a bit. I actually like this little side bit over here quite a bit. And Ned is, again, the absolute goat here within the universe of this set. Ned is fantastic. I want an army of these in different colors with different rarities. The fact that it's printed on the back is fantastic. Other than that, this figure, Tayla, needed dual molded legs for sure. The price is not the problem with this set. The problem with this set is the set. If you can find this severely significantly discounted to where it's priced like a minifig pack with maybe, let's say, $15, maybe if you pay $15 for this, I think you'll be doing okay. Maybe let's say $5 for each. That's really pushing it. This is worth more than a normal figure to me. But if I say $20 for these, which I don't want to, I want to be like $4 each for figures in a boxed set. $5 independent, that's way overinflated. Well, I'll give them $20 for these because I like Ned a lot. And $15 is, let's call it $35. Tops. I'm happy. That's it. That's where I'm at. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.